triple kill, but Son of Finn, he'll deny the plant. Easy super kill. Oh my god! Son of Finn will find more!
7 seconds left, they gotta pick up the diffuser, but Tommy lines up both! Tommy with the 1v3!
Device, misses shots, he's gonna have to go for the front. He pushes on through! Dylan is better!
Round 2, and there's another as Tyrant is finished off, and they all line up for Bone!
Hey everybody, welcome back to SCS Season 5. We have amazing games tonight. My name is Keg, and I'm joined by the amazing Mr. Blue Panda. How are you doing, dude?
Not bad. It's a nice sunny day here in New Zealand, and it's looking bright, and so are the games we have up today. And look, I'm really keen to get into it. I'm happy to be casting with you again, Keg. And I mean, look, it's we're coming deeper and deeper into this season where we're rapidly approaching what is going to be the halfway mark. And I mean, look, this is where things start to get a little bit crazy. We start to see, those teams widen the gap between first and on. So, and there you go. You can see on your screen here at the moment, we are deep, very, very deep into the group stage at the moment. We are week 4, day 2. We have another week to go after this one, and then we dive straight into the playoffs, and that is where things start to really, really heat up.
Absolutely. I mean, it's crazy to think, right? We're already kind of halfway through directly. It's going to be day 2 of week 4, but that also means that once we're done with the group stage, we're going to be moving off into the playoffs. And you see how it's not all sectioned off like the first 5 weeks? Well, that just means the next 6, 7, and week 8 are going to be even crazier and more full of SCS action. Now, if you're wondering how things go down, and I'm sure you are, but it's going to be the group stage format is going to be divided into 2 groups, and each group are going to be 6 teams of each in a round robin. Now, the way it works is that each team plays every team in a group just once, and that game format will be a best of 2 for each of these weeks. And it's going to be 10 maps after 5 weeks, and if you look on the right side there, Billy, we can see how it's all broken down. If you win both maps, you get the most amount of points, but if you go into overtime or you tie up and all that, it just trickles down to a bunch of different score lines.
Yeah, look, there have been some interesting, the way the standings are flushed out at the moment, they're looking quite interesting. They're not quite what we expected, but coming into this, you can see Group A being topped by Team Mystic. 16.6 wins, a massive round differential. These guys, they're putting on a stunning show. And, I mean, on the other side of the coin, Group B, Aggro, another team that is playing phenomenally. They're tied for first at the moment with Honor. I mean, the round differential means that they are just sitting a bit higher. But, I mean, honestly, there is some big stuff. There's a lot that can, you can take away from this, especially given certain competitions that are coming up in the coming weeks that could provide a bit of insight as to how they will play out.
And Team Mystic haven't lost a map yet. They haven't lost at all.
Yeah, look, hey, they are a talented team of incredibly strong gunners. Some of the younger names on the scene. You got the likes of Rexy, Felt, Winter, Gunner, Zeno, and Whitlock. They're names that are talked about a lot in the competitive scene. And there you go. You see on your screen, it's our first matchup for the day. It is Nemesis versus Team Mystic, the one I was just talking about. On the blue side for Team Nemesis, Red Bales, Box, Joe, and Boji as well. Nemesis, unfortunately, they've had a bit of a rough season so far. They're looking for some big wins. They need to get this one under the belt and take that one away if they can, because otherwise they're a real chance of not quite making it through the playoffs.
Absolutely, Panda. And with Nemesis and Mystic going up against each other tonight, every team in the league does face off against each other once in these opening stages here, but it was kind of an inevitability we would see this matchup come by, and given how the points have filtered out, I mean, you can even see in the stats themselves a pretty distinct difference between the two teams. The biggest thing that pops out to me immediately is the attack win percentage for Nemesis versus Mystic. It's almost double.
Yeah, like it's crazy. 37% is a very, very low attacking win rate, especially given the current state of the game. But you look at both sides of the coin. So you've got Mystic all sitting above a 1.0 rating, only just for Rexy and Zeno, but it's still above. And then on Nemesis, that 4 players sitting still 0.9, but unfortunately that it's a good rating. It's a good showing from them, but not good enough to be higher in the ladder.
To be fair, if things go well for them tonight, they could easily top that 1.0 rating.
Yeah, look, there is a chance for them to push their way back in and potentially secure themselves a spot in the top 4. They just have to do well this week and well this next week. They have a potential to pick up 6 points here. So it's not like they're out of it just yet, but they're going to have to work very, very hard. And there you go. Predictions are a little one-sided, as is the community poll. 77% of people reckon that it is going to be a Mystic win. 12% reckon it's a draw, which is still more than, you know, the number of people that reckon Nemesis can take it. So, a little bit bleak for Nemesis fans, but hey, you know, we've had a couple of sets this season. We've had a couple of results that really we didn't anticipate at all. So, we could be wrong. We could be very, very wrong.
I think this might be the highest community draw percentage we've had at SCS so far. A whopping 12% is insane within itself, but even just not including that, 11% for Nemesis I think is also the lowest we've seen for a community poll.
Yeah, and obviously one of the deciding factors in how this series will play out is going to be the map, so we'll throw those up there for you so we can see where we're going. We had a interesting matchup yesterday. We got to go see Chalet, and we're going to get to see it again today. First map, though, will be Villa. It's going to be Mystic's pick. Nemesis have opted to start on the defense, and Chalet will be the one picked by Nemesis, where Mystic will kick things up on the defense. My first Chalet cast, so I'm not quite sure how this one is going to go, but I'm excited to see, you know, we've seen a bit of play on it so far in Tier 1 competitive esports, so it's not like there isn't information out there, but it's how well these teams have picked it up is the question.
This is going to be my first Chalet cast too, and it's going to be really interesting to see how the team dynamics play. Like you said, Tier 1 have played Chalet. They've been picking it apart, mining it through, labbing up as much as they can to find strategies. But even in this lower level play, right, like the more amateur play, we do see some brand new tech come out of here, seemingly out of nowhere at times. I think it's be cool to see if maybe we can see something come out of maybe even this cast that could bring its way all the way up to Tier 1.
Yeah, I mean, look, you look at Nemesis, they're, as much as they've had an unfortunate season, they're actually a reasonably competent team. Look, there's a reason they are one of the teams that are currently going to be playing in Challenger League for Stage 1. So it begs the question, is this a case of they're hiding strats, they're keeping things a little bit under the rug here in SCS, or is it a case of maybe they just have yet to come online? We won't know. We'll have to find out. Today will be a good indicator of that. It was said, I believe it was Digital from Elevate and Apex South. They said, because they play Apex South, they play OCN. They said, look, there is no excuse for you to be underperforming at OCN, even if you are in Apex South. You should be performing at all levels. If there are issues in the team, it's not because you're hiding strats. So hopefully that's the case in Nemesis. Maybe they're going to reveal themselves a little bit more here, as we are going to be diving into it. Villa up first. Keg, operator bans, a key part of the game. What do you reckon?
They're my favorite part of the game. With Villa, we're definitely going to see some more standard bans here. I'd be surprised if we see anything crazy come out from either team. Mystics really feeling themselves and want to kind of flex a little bit. They could ban something wild here. But the first two are going to be your typical Thatcher and probably Maverick, or even Ace Hibana bans.
Well, there you go, Thatcher. He's been hit with a hammer once again. Unfortunate, but it's what you've come to expect on a number of maps. And there you go, the ace that you were just talking about, that ranged hard breach, which has become so pivotal in attacking lineups. So you're going to be relying on that Thermite and the Hibana now. Where am I? Again,
Okay.
No surprises. Another operator that has seen a lot of priority in the ban phase. The utility that the man can deny. Just the fact that you can position those Where My magnets where you want to means that you can place them in unconventional angles. You can catch off unsuspecting attackers who think they have the go-to to throw those grenades or whatever, and they don't. And then Mirror to round out. Interesting. We see, Malusi let through. We see the Mirror let through as well. There's a lot of potential for Nemesis here on the defense, but honestly, a pretty well-rounded ban phase.
I'm going to say this first half is going to be very important for both teams, especially for Nemesis. They're coming into this the bottom of the league right now, and they're going up against a titanic juggernaut at the top of SCS. They really need to be able to win what could probably be considered for a lot of teams the traditionally easier side of the two. Now, Villa has had an interesting pendulum effect where it can get attacker-centric at times, but I'm wondering going into this now if we're going to see a more standard natural defensive side for the defense here. But going off the trophy instead of Aviator is an interesting start for Nemesis as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's crazy out of left field. Like it's not like they're going living room library first, but it is something that teams have been shifting towards. Try and get one of the lesser favored bomb sites off the board early, get yourself that point so you don't have to worry about it again until round 3. Unfortunately, though, it is a double-edged sword. If you lose it, that's a round that you've basically given over playing a slightly weaker bomb site.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I feel like there's more options for Team Mystic to play around here. Maybe some rush potential as well. Aviator's just a nice site that just hunker down in the beginning and really experiment to see how the attackers want to play. But you're right, it's not as crazy. It's not going to be one of the lower level sites. But I'm really curious to see how far of an extension we do see coming out from Nemesis. And we do see a little bit of it already inside Study and Bar. We do see reinforcements, 4 of them, I believe, all throughout. And if that roam can hold its way there, especially with that rotate, they could find a lot of bodies off the Study.
Yeah, I mean, the last Playday that I got to cast Villa, we saw this extension coming out, but the team that were playing it then, no need to name shame, but they went for that extended setup over towards Aviator and then immediately gave it up. Or they were playing AVG, they'd go for the extended setup over towards, Trophy and Statuary, and then immediately give it up. The ground was then taken by the attackers, and they lost all control of the bomb site, and it did cost them the map in the end. Nemesis, they are doing something similar. They are going for a very spread defensive hold, but it's a one that can be punished quite easily because they don't have that refrag potential.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Billy, because the last time we casted Villa, we saw a lot of these vertical angles, especially on Trophy, just not used at all. Now, you might be thinking that, along with Dining Room as well, might not be used all the time, especially on Trophy going up and down, but there's so many penetrable floors, it could be so easy to find an opening pick. But looking at Box, though, already poking and prodding a little bit with the SMG-11s, not going to find a whole lot, but Gunner off screen's able to find the opening pick upstairs. That's going to be huge. You've lost your smoke already. That's pretty much the only anchor you have besides Kaid.
Honestly, in this entire lineup, that is the worst operator to lose off the bat. You want to smoke as deep into the round as you can possibly get. It stores things out. Those toxic canisters are so key into deterring an attacker rush coming into the tail end of a round. But at the moment, Nemesis, they're going to have to make do. Bales playing in Astro. They've got one in statue, but Feltwinter, he swings in. He finds Bales, that player that was in Astro. Those bullet holes behind the desk didn't count for a damn thing. And this is looking very convincing for Mystic, who pick up yet another box to go down. They lose another Nitro Cell. Boji going down as well from that deep roam in the basement. This could be a very, very clean, flawless round going the way of Mystic, and that's exactly what happened.
A beautiful round going in the favor of Mystic. I really like the pinch they went for. So most of the teams did start off in Pantry. They made their way towards Tiny Room in Kitchen and pushed forward in Astro. But some of them doubled back and went back upstairs and took over Master. And from there, they simultaneously got rid of all the anchors and the roam clearers all at the same swoop.
Yeah, well, it was that risk. You go for a slightly weaker bomb site off the bat. You risk losing it and reduce... Well, you have to go back to it now. So Aviator Games, they're going to go for what is traditionally the primary bomb site for the majority of teams. It was hard to pin it down to one thing that really cost them that round. I think a lot of it just came down to Mystic overwhelming them, winning their gunfights very, very convincingly, and Nemesis almost felt like they didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I mean, when it came down to it, it was just raw gunfights. We barely saw any utility usage. Obviously, we didn't see any toxic babes go out either. They didn't have a chance to. They were just overridden. But going to Aviator, it's a little bit more of a turtley site, right, Billy? So, I mean, I think this will be a better chance for Nemesis. We do see, not quite overextensions, but we do see a lot of players like the hole near classical stairs, or maybe even red sometimes. C4 potential too. This could be a good chance for them to get that legwork back, but Mystic, they didn't even have to rely on utility to get onto the site.
Yeah, look, I think they used, one set of X-Kairos, potentially 2, and the entire process of taking that map, and just... There's a couple of things here that scream miscommunication for Nemesis. You got to wonder,
really,
maybe all of a sudden you had 2 players trying to go for the same reinforcement when Valkyrie, should have been going to look to figure those positionings for the cameras, blah blah blah. So I'm wondering if this is they're playing a very, very default style of Rainbow Six Siege, not overly deep in terms of the strat, but trying to keep those in pocket for. And then they do hit Challenger League, but it's not going to look good. You lose out on this. You're losing to a Tier 3 team. Yes, it's an incredibly capable Tier 3 team, but it's still a loss to a Tier 3 team nonetheless.
Yeah, it's not a great beginning for Nemesis here, but it's not too late for them to make this comeback. We're going to have to wait and see how the second round plays down. We do see one prone on the other side of the soft wall down below inside Study. It's kind of unusual to see, but it's not going to add to too much fruition. In fact, they're drone out. They have to escape right away. And everybody on Nemesis, they aren't willing to push up. They're just holding those angles and trying to play it safe here.
Well, the positioning for Mystic, they're looking to get themselves in. Felt was stacked up on that Study door. He's going to go for a nade, but it's eaten by an ADS. Rexavy coming in from below could really disrupt this classical hold. There's one in living as well. There's so many positions. Nemesis are very, very far spread on this defense. It's not every day that you see a team who will commit such a heavy roam downstairs like this. And Rexavy has it. Oh, the pings are there. The Z. Oh, he's just going to do it to him. Box goes down. Loses a portion of health, but it's still a pretty clean frag nonetheless. Feltwinter as well, rotating down. They're going to be trying to take control of these main stairs and look to get themselves in. Keg, this is a very, very clean start for Mystic.
Oh, absolutely. A very clean one at that. And look at that. It's actually going to keep on going down. I was going to say losing your Valkyrie in the beginning is not too bad, but losing the Mute on top of that, still not the worst thing in the world. Joe, the smoke went down first last round, still alive here. But everyone's pushing up now. They feel comfortable doing it. Doesn't matter. The smoke is gone. 2 left alive now for Nemesis side. Hiding inside ball. It's going to be the Jaeger trying to push up, maybe trying to find a sneaky angle, but no, he's going to get sneaked instead. A double kill comes out from 2 different members. Mystic with 2 in a row. It's going to be on double flawless.
Look, I don't care what level of team you are. I don't care what level of competition you're in. You are being handed 2 flawless rounds in a row. Yes, Nemesis might be a Challenger League team, but if this is how they're being pulled apart by a team like Mystic, I'm concerned, honestly. Going into Challenger League, I said, Didge himself, the man from Elevate, said you should be performing at every single level of play that you're involved in, regardless of the competition, regardless of the stakes, because it makes you look weak. And at the moment, I have to say, Nemesis look a bit weak.
My big concern for them right now is that we haven't seen a single operator change coming out from Nemesis. So
we haven't seen a single kill.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, maybe we can see some adaptability come out. We're seeing Aviator twice in a row, so maybe they'll change up their strategy a little bit more to get 1 kill on the board. That'd be nice. They have 3 C4s.
I'm pretty sure I don't think I've heard a single one used, in all honesty. I think every single explosion has been coming out of the side of Mystic.
To be fair, we haven't really had a traditional gunfight yet either this game.
Look, hey, it
closest
was an
had
American
was
gunfight, I'll
Rexavy
give you that.
And Box inside of living room. And it looked like Box was just taken off guard completely when Rexavy pushed up.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, look, I think that's probably the most damage they've done so far in this matchup. There is changes that need to be made here for Nemesis, and if they don't make it anytime soon, I don't hold out hopes that we're going to see anything even resembling a competition in map number 2. So hopefully they start to show some signs of life. I came here for a game, and I damn well want one.
I do like some of these.
They're doing their last minute setup here, Keg, but the only thing that's changing is these micro positions, and even then, it's not by a significant margin.
You know, one gleaming light though into this round is that I do like the Valkyrie camera placements. I mean, there's certainly worse ones. They're not going to be outside camps like we used to see before the run out changes here, but they do cover a bit of an expansive ground. They're fairly well hidden too for some of these angles to push up, but we do see a bit of a change of pace here. Red's able to find Gunner. That's going to be the opening pick. The Hibana completely gone. No more soft breach available for Mystic side. This could be a problem, especially without getting a vault wall open or any of the study room walls either. This could be really good, but it's immediately going to be even now as Felwinter's able to find Box instead. The Valkyrie goes down first yet again. But what about Boji? He might try to go for a bit of a flank, though. No one's going to be nearby. Felwinter waiting on the other side of Bicycle. It's going to be a bit of a stall out here, Billy.
Well, 1 kill does not a win make. They've got to find more, and, well, Rexavy find... Okay, never mind. They flash in the pan. Boji and Red both fall. Feltwinter and Rexavy are just 5-0 and 4-0. Bales holding on desperately to this position, but the player has jumped out. The 2 SCS operators are left in the wind for Nemesis right now, and they're stacking up in the same position. I mean, yes, they might be able to find a refrag, but in this situation, that's not what you need to be looking for. Nitro Cell...
For a drone?
It's points at the end of the day. That's all that really matters. There's a player on the rappel. It looks like it is going to be Zeno. No, it's Whitlock instead, who... I am baffled, Keg.
I'm speechless.
If Joe does not find a kill here, that is 1 frag in 3 rounds that Nemesis have been able to find.
We're going to watch Joe, though, push up, attempt to take the gunfight right outside study. And
1 frag in 3 rounds.
I wish you could see my camera right now. I'm just kind of staring at the abyss. But On the bright side, Mystic's looking really good. They've been able to win all these gunfights pretty convincingly. I wondered how that opening pick went down against Gunner. I'm really curious to see what happened there. Maybe he was just blindly entering without intel and just kind of didn't check his corners. But 3-0 for Mystic right now, Billy. 1 kill on the side of Nemesis. We have seen a bit of an adaptation. No more Malusi here for going back to Trophy. We do see the Mozzie come out. This could be a good adaptation too for more intel. It's a little bit safer. No Valkyrie either. But is that going to be enough of a change?
I hardly think the Malusi was the issue. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, and I hate to rail on a team like this, but you're a Challenger League team in North America, and you're coming into a Tier 3 competition. Yes, it's a fairly competitive Tier 3 competition, but it is still considered a Tier 3 competition. And a team of underage players who can't qualify for Challenger League. Look, the only way to put this nicely is this is a spanking and not a fun one.
I mean, the argument that they're a Challenger League team, Billy, at this rate, we might be saying that for a while. I would like to see.
Unfortunately, it's just not justification though. Like, oh, they're a Challenger League team. They're saving strats. No, there's no justification. They should be winning this, and they should be winning it hands down.
No,
like,
it's definitely not of a justification. That's like an argument. But we do see Box putting down the Mew Jammers. I just want to see Mystic. I just want to see Mystic keep pushing, see how they can do it, and it's literally coming down to the gunfights. No utility usage. There's no 400 level IQ strategies being brought out here. It's literally the gunfights. And Whitlock might be able to find the Mozzie coming out inside of Laundry or right inside Dining. See, and this will be a good example of how the pacing will go here. There's 2 bodies on the 2nd floor. Gonna push up with the drone there. It's gonna be one already seemingly detected, maybe not. No, that one's gonna be used instead as a sacrifice. Mozzie's waiting right on the other side. This could be a perfect opportunity for one side or another. Plus the Jaeger's there for the backup. We're gonna see Rexavy attempt to maybe push. No, 2nd drone goes down. Using that intel again. Whitlock and company, though, they're not willing to push this, though, but I think Rexavy might. Boji's on the other side, though, having a little bit of support, maybe from above. No, that's actually going to be Feltwinter trying to go for a collapse on the vertical. They have an idea about where this Mozzie's going to be. Another one inside of Art Gallery. They're going to try to double swing at the same time. It doesn't matter, the C4 underway. It's not going to work. They're able to DB on a 1 and kill 2. My God, Nemesis. 2 bodies fell because of that, but they're able to even 3 and 3. 3 left alive on both sides. Billy, I'm genuinely wondering what's going on. Where's Mystic's team? How are they pushing? It seems like they're pushing by themselves.
I mean, it's still 3-3, and their 2 primary fraggers so far are alive. Rexavy and Feltwinter in position to do some damage. Felt, in fact, in the drone in Master Bathroom could look to push in. Rexavy now having joined him. It's a show of life. It's good. It's 2 more frags that Nemesis have now picked up, but it's only an increase of 300%, which at the end of the day is still only 3. So I'm looking for more here at the moment. They need to clutch this round up. They need to stem the tide. They need to really start impacting this matchup. And Rexavy again with a big reposition. Mystic are looking to go for this multi-angle approach. Just the information that is being found right now. Box and Red stuck in games. Not games. Trophy at the moment. They're in the same site. They have angles. They can start to contest this quite freely. And
but Rexavy uncontested. They don't know he's there. No one's going to be hiding behind the statue, though. They're all on the other side. One behind Iron Shield, though. Rexavy's going to get away with their life. Might be able to push up here. Could find a double. They were able to relocate themselves back to Astro. Got to keep an eye on this Ash, though. They could push up. Doesn't matter. Zeno's able to find the seal, opening it up a little bit more. Double kill in their favor. But what about this? Diffuse underway. Going to attempt to plant it down. 1 left alive. It's going to be Joe hiding behind that Iron Shield. No, inside of Astro, it seems. SMG-11 in hand. A 1v3 underway. Able to find yet another one. A 1v2. This is the closest we've seen. That diffuser, though, having to check both angles. No, it's Rexavy again behind the deer. Able to bring it back. Or bring it forwards, I guess, in this instance.
Yeah, look, 4-4. No, 4-0, sorry, not 4-4. And, well, as we go into round number 5, it begs the question, what's the game plan here for Nemesis? 4 frags in 4 rounds. So at least they've bumped that. They've bumped up that average of 1 and 3 to 4 and 4. But, I mean, you still look at it. It feels like, what? I don't know how the grade system works in America. Like, what? It's 6th graders challenging 1st graders to a game of kickball, and unfortunately for the 1st graders, Mystic are aiming for the head.
Oh, that is a visual image. Yeah, so 6th graders would be like 12-year-olds. No. Yeah, no, like 12-year-olds, and 1st graders like 5-year-olds.
Yeah, close enough. That's about that. That's what it feels like we are watching here, and I hate to put it that way, but that's how it feels.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, right, we are seeing the gears turn in Nemesis' head a little bit, right? They've been able to adapt a little bit each round. They are playing a little bit more loose. They are trying to take on a little bit more fights. They had the double push coming out from Dining and Art Gallery at the same time, and that could have been huge. But the C4 came out at the weirdest time, and that really capitalized upon their deaths. And instantly, they both went down.
Look, it was a play. I'll put it that way. It
certainly was, Billy.
It was a bit of a mess. That much is for sure. But there are questions. There are a lot of questions that are presenting themselves here and now in this matchup, and again, just decisions that are being made that make me question what the hell is going on. But well, look, we're into round number 5.
4 nitro cells, right? We did see one used last round.
Yeah, look, it's a lesson that every Siege player needs to learn at some point. You don't swing a corner with a nitro cell, especially if someone is aggressing on you. It is not going to end well. And it works even worse if you actually accidentally have proximity alarms instead of the nitro cell in your inventory and you weren't sure.
Luckily, that's not going to be the case here. I think in my time of casting, I've only casted one game with a proximity alarm that did anything.
Oh no, it was the 6 invitational qualifiers. It was one of the APAC North teams. And he swung 90 on coastline and thought he had a nitro cell, but you just see a proximity. He got the kill with it because the player was down.
Ooh.
He killed the guy with the proximity alarm, but he thought he had a nitro.
That's
there
one.
We go.
Okay, that's gonna work. Well, what about Bales down below? He might be able to find the nitro cell kill on yet another. I think they have an idea of where Bales is. Gunner hiding on top is able to find so much damage on the felt, though. There was that nitro cell used, but it didn't confirm the kill. But look how heavily damaged Mystic's side is right now. You have 2 different bodies, less than 50 health. Whitlock's already gone into the dirt. It's gonna have to be a very risky push now, but you're also 4 rounds up. If you have to sacrifice a round, it's not the end of the world, but there's still a minute 35 left. Everyone on Nemesis, not really that damage except for Red, but we have to see how this push-up's gonna go. Vexavy's going gung-ho with the diffuser in hand, trying to make their way up above into Dining, going down Astro, but they can just jump the banister and get really close, trying to find those vertical angles too. Don't know what they'll be able to find there, maybe some in Art Gallery, but they're trying to play a little bit more patient now, fish for those kills, and try to rely on Nemesis, I think, to play a little bit more aggressive.
Well, they are starting to hit up a little bit.
Like that!
It felt, the vertical angles, almost finding something there, but no, just not working. Oh, okay, there we go. The nitro cells are really starting to tick along now. Unfortunately, that is all of them. So then they're going to have to rely on their gunfights. And, well, unfortunately, Felt Winter is still alive. And so is Gunner.
Oh, Gunner.
He's pushed in. He's got control of Laundry. He could push into the side. And I don't think they have any idea that he's here.
No, they don't.
If he can push in, or at least Bales is covered for the moment. He is
what
safe.
about Box?
No, okay. So they know Box finds the kill. This could be Nemesis finally getting themselves their first win on the board.
I think they could, Billy. I mean, we saw Gunner in that beautiful position. He was taken down. One left alive, and that's going to be Nemesis with a flawless round of their own.
I'm so confused as to what's happening, but here we are. It's a flawless round the way of Nemesis. They bring it back. It's not going to be a complete whitewash yet, but, well, there's still a couple more rounds. Well, one more round and a half to play. They want that 4-2 defensive half on Villa. It's look, some teams, and actually no. You know what I've just remembered. Keg, do you remember what Nemesis attacking sided win rate was?
57%.
No, 37.
Oh, Nemesis. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Mystic. No, yeah, that was 37. Mystic is 57.
Which does not instill a lot of hope in me going into the second half. But hey, look, they've got one more round to pick up that they could potentially pick up and get themselves that point on the board, and then unfortunately, the hard work starts with them if it hasn't already. Aviator Games, they're going for what we have seen them run previously, which is a concern because they have yet to win it.
You know what's crazy about this matchup? I think, what are we at, round 6? I think 4 or 5 out of the rounds we've seen so far, I guess it would have to be 3 or 4, have been flawless for one team or another.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. After this round, it will be a 50% flawless win rate, unless this one is as well. In which case, look, that's about as much maths as I can do right now. 3 is half a 6. I know that one verbatim because that's how the halves work in Rainbow Six. But as soon as we hit that 4 out of 6 territory, I'm completely baffled. But
I mean, if
25
you put
seconds off
into the mix, it's over.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like math, I was good at maths, but it's still not my strong suit. Look, we're coming into this. It's final chance. This
Ready to go.
both times that we have seen this defensive setup, it has been a complete sweep. Nemesis just have not stood a chance. So
It's funny because the one time we've seen Nemesis win around is on the most tertiary site in the game.
yeah, look, yeah, we're not even going to consider living room library. That's just not a bomb site here. It's the villa equivalent of bar stock, and no one wants any of that. Actually, no, going to the bar right now seems like it might be a good idea, especially for the Nemesis. Well, actually, no, I suppose that doesn't work in America because obviously, you know, the cutoff age for Challenge League is 18, and you can't drink if you're 18 in America. That's unfortunate.
Oh, you're making me feel so old. I turn 22 next month.
Oh, please tell me about
I
how
love this.
old you are turning 22. I'm a week older than Milosh, all right? Calm down.
I did that on purpose just to make you mad.
I'm under attack.
I mean, to be fair though, so is Nemesis, right? Look at their overextension right now. We do see an iron shield down in the landing of main stairs.
Although, to be fair, if you remember, this is where they got that frag from last time. It was Red who killed Gunner from this position. Although, I don't think they're going to fall for it again.
We'll have to see. They're droning out a little bit more. I'd be hard-pressed to see them do that again.
No.
But look at that. It's going to be an Ash charge up above. Doesn't take any damage, though. Having a great potential angle. Could have been a headshot, but no, the reaction time wasn't there. Though, back and forth, though. That might be a bit of a stall out going towards main lobby. But now, at the very least, it's going to allow the rest of Mystic to push through an alternative angle. Just like Feltwinter, up above, inside study, undetected until Red's able to get it instead. What is going on? Are we in Topsy-Turvy Town?
We're in the anti-verse right now. That's the only real conclusion that I can come to. They're looking to try and flush out...
Rexity!
He's there!
Whoa.
There we go. Okay, so some form of redemption is achieved. At Rexivy, there's a player in bar. They could find it. Just got to go for the right angle. But this is a dangerous position that I've seen a couple of times in the last week or so. That, I mean, you play behind the bomb chassis, you just dance around the bar, make it so incredibly hard for you to be found. You might be able to do some real damage there. Whitlock yet to get inside, just playing around that study balcony. Zeno playing from below as well, trying to open up the angle so they can start to contest. Nemesis might be able to do this one on the clock.
I mean, we already see Bales going down. It's going to be 3 left alive. 2 C4s in hand, though. They might be able to turn it into a landmine central again, but behind bar, all of a sudden, Rex, if he's going to go DBNO into death. 3v3, 38 seconds left. This could be the chance for them to bring it back. Second Talk to Bait goes down, stalling out a little bit more, going towards the main hallway. The flash grenades are going down. Shotgun in hand behind bar. This could be the chance for the smoke to be able to redeem himself. Doesn't matter, though. They don't check their angles or even try to hide. Gunner's going to go down. I'm sorry, Gunner's going to take down Joe. 1 left alive now for the side of Nemesis. Boji has to pull it all back now. Maybe they have 4-2-half, but even then, they've already found where they're going to be. Trying to check all the angles at once. Gets pierced by 2 different angles, though. It's going to be Gunner with a double kill right at the very end. He tells us not to watch this, and, oh, good lord.
Look,
Okay.
he got there in the end. Unfortunately. Look, the only thing that I can take away from that round is, poor, you know, Joe sitting behind the bar, like the Rainbow Six Siege equivalent of, you know, Ralph Wiggum sitting at the back of the bus saying, haha, I'm in danger. That's exactly what that was. 3 flash grenades, just tried to tuck himself into the corner, but unfortunately for him, Gunner did have his number. Now, though, a 5-1 half achieved. We're going to switch things over and see what Nemesis can do on the attack, which is unfortunately their weaker side.
Ayana. I really like Ayana.
But look, Bay is here. I'm a huge fan of Iana. She's slotted into the competitive scene so well with the changes that were made. A Gone 6, 2 frag grenades. She is comparable to an Ash in terms of utility clear. It's phenomenal.
She's fantastic. I think she's the best attacker to be added in such a long time.
Wait, calm your thirst, buddy. Like we all know why the boys like Iana. And
yeah, because she's named after Diana, the goddess of the moon.
I'm not even going to touch that one. That seems like a setup that is going to get someone a letter from HR. Okay,
what?
Carrying on. Iana without the D.
Oh.
Yeah, look.
Wait, what?
Look.
No!
Yeah.
I'm talking about the goddess.
Yeah, Diana without the D is Iana. And then you're going to say
she's been released for over a year, Billy, and I never thought of it that way.
Wow, Keg.
Monster.
Too young, too innocent. Only 22. All right,
I'm
we're
like all
into it.
flushed
Second
right
half. Yeah, second half is underway here, Keg. None of that thirst stuff here. The Rainbow Six scene is thirsty enough as it is. It's probably a good thing that Crow isn't on broadcast today. But round number 7, it's a 5-1 half, and yeah, again, it's just these little things that speak to miscommunication here for Nemesis. Why are they both punching the same door? Like, there's a lack of deep coordination. I think, yeah, I can't say this is for sure, them hiding strats for Challenge League, but it seems like it's a very no-brain, all-aim approach.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw that with Mystic too, right? We saw almost no utility clear until the final rounds, which isn't inherently a bad thing because they were able to make it work here. But Nemesis, on the flip side of that coin, also took a bunch of gunfights and didn't really throw out a bunch of utility until the later rounds, like Toxic Babes and C4s. But we are seeing some reverse vertical angles in place, especially Boji on the buck down below, trying to rip open some holes, but not really going to be able to find a whole lot inside bathroom. Nobody's playing there, but it's a bit of a stall out yet again. Nemesis trying to drone things out, waiting for the strike. But look at this down below. It's going to be Gunner. He might be the one to find the opening pick here, depending on how he wants to roam. But he could play it a little bit smarter too. Maybe find a C4 from below, or maybe try to just put some pressure on these attackers. We have to wait and see what they can do here, especially as Red tries to push up Astro.
Well, we do see a repeat of last round. Red finds the opener on to Feld. At the moment, Zeno is being bullied, but luckily Gunner is in position. There we go. The roam, the basement play comes out clean. It is, I mean, it's Gunner. The man, there's a reason that is his name, because he is just one. Like, he is going to, more often than not, he's going to win his ones, and he is an absolute force to be reckoned with if you don't drone him out, and that's exactly what happened. He just held the stairs, was able to push in. At the moment, we're getting into the final minute here, Keg. A lot of utilities still left to clear before they can actually contest the bomb site. Zeno, only using his first, oh my lord. Gunner, you can't let him have that level of freedom, because he will exploit it. Rex, if he finds Bales, it looked like it was going to be a decent start to the round. And, you know, then Mystic started. You gotta contest. You gotta check him. You have to. You have to find Gunner at some point or another hero. 2v4 underway. Make that a 1 left alive. The Princess itself left. It's gonna be a triple kill coming out from Gunner here. This Iana, though, not long for this world speed. Rex to be able to find it. And Mystic now is on match point. Keg.
Yes?
You do remember what happened to Princess Di, yeah?
You shut your mouth.
100%. That was a Keg curse. That was exactly... Yeah, look. There is a lot of superstition around Rainbow Six, and comparing her to Princess Di. There was only one result that was ever going to play out. And it was Mystic putting themselves onto map point here, Keg. We're going to be heading to Aviator Games. What is the game plan? Do you Nemesis just use this round to talk about what to do going into Chalet, or do they try and bring it back?
Billy, they didn't check Gunner at all. There was no drones going downstairs. In fact, we even saw Nemesis themselves on the defense play a little bit down into the wine room, the wine floor. So I'm not sure why they didn't check to look for the most common flanking position in the entire map. But Gunner got away with a triple kill because of it.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
Yeah, look, It is what it is. It is just Mystic. They're playing their game, Nemesis. Whether it is a case of them playing Weekend Siege because they're trying to keep things in the back pocket or not, it is just Mystic playing their game. There's a reason they are top of the leaderboard in both groups. They have just been merciless. I think that's the best way to put it. They're not giving any quarter. Even even if it is a case of Nemesis, they're playing a little bit weaker. Mystic say, "Cool, we'll take the 3 points then. We're just going to play it. We're going to be absolutely ruthless in the way that we approach this game." And, I mean, look at that Rexavy. He's going to hit 10 in one of the shortest matches, very, very close to one of the shortest matches that we've had so far in SCS. There has been a 7-0, but the 7-1, it's looking like it is coming up on the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of things I think we could say, but we probably shouldn't. But the 7-0 was an interesting matchup. This is also an equally interesting matchup as well. We don't really see much of an overextension. Nemesis does find the opening pick. Whitlock, I believe, maybe overextending themselves a little bit more. They may have been a bicycle? No? Not sure where that actually took place. Oh!
Landing.
Landing. Yep, there's the body. So that's going to be a really rough opening for Mystic's side. They do lose out on the Goyo. The shields, or the utility already put down. 5 left alive for Nemesis, but Gunner, again, already lit up a little bit, was uncontested last round, and seemingly going to be detected this time. No one actually goes for the pinch and try to take him down. He's able to escape.
You know, the upcoming presentation of Detective Keg. Ah, there's the body. Look. You have a great future in crime.
There's
oh,
another
my
one,
Lord.
and almost a double. Good trade comes down from Red though, Billy. But please, what were you saying?
I was going to say you have a future in solving crimes, but then Gunner committed one. So, well, we got there in the end.
I'll bring my magnifying glass for the next time we cast.
Look, you might melt through the defense a little bit better than Nemesis are at the moment. But look, they have the man advantage, so no point to discount them right now. They're using what utility is available to them. The goddess herself running around droning, which is interesting given that the Gemini is up. A little bit more convincing, a little bit more playability around it. Red, there's a lot of hesitation. They're not quite willing to just full send it through the door because they don't have the option to. Utility's starting to be burned away, but toxic canisters in place mean that it's that much harder to get into the bomb site. And not only that, but Rexavy's still alive, has the Orgay 3 and is in the bomb site.
Yeah, we see a lot of hesitation, like you mentioned, coming out from Nemesis. They have the man advantage, but plenty of the anchors are still left alive on Mystic to worry about. They have one C4 in their disposal on site. They also have two toxic bags, to work with. They're trying to go for some counter reversal play here, but with a minute left, they have time to play around with. Gemini coming down from the moon itself, going to be able to explode one Goyo shield, not able to find any intel with it, but secondary drone able to come down as well. To be Xeno pushing up. It's going to be a hard press to maybe find anybody. He's waiting for that plant to go down, maybe try to swing the vault door, but he's got to wait a little bit. Everyone else in Nemesis is still waiting, but Rexavy has a power position up above, but what about Study itself? Feltwinder overextending a little too much there. Everyone's looking for a gunfight right now. The only one really being found is outside of here. Toxic Bay dispelled yet again. Frag grenades, though, trying to go in retaliation, but then again, it's a back and forth. They're able to plant right directly into the smoke, but they don't care. They're going to try to fight it. Rexby could push up. He could try to find the kill, but he's unable to do so. They're hiding behind an indestructible wall. They have to figure out what they can do right here. C4 underway. No!
Oh, no!
It's going to stick there. That's bad. This is so good for Nemesis. They're able to make a 4-1, nearly a flawless.
Look, it was just little things that cost Mystic the round there. The toxic canister wasn't quite deep enough. The nitro cell landed on the soft wall, and unfortunately they couldn't bounce it back, and there was a lot of visible panic in the way that played out. So yeah, unfortunate. It is a win for Nemesis, so at least they've got that going for them. They still need 4 in a row though to push for overtime, as we do. They're going to double down. They're going to be going back to Aviator Games.
I mean, Aviator Games hasn't really worked for Mystic yet. I mean, we've only seen it once, but I think a large failure from Mystic's side was, and you might be able to explain this to me too, Billy's. I don't really understand how that Toxic Babe did not affect the box or Ayana when she went to the plant. That
I would have
extended.
to imagine it was just a bit of a desperation throw, and he probably underarmed it a little bit.
Oh, maybe.
So, I mean, if you are hugging the wall, I'm pretty sure if you landed on the western side of that little Aviator presentation, I think you're just outside of it because she was tucked right into that northeastern corner.
But on top of that, he had one more.
Yeah, look, it is what it is. I think, Mystic thought they were good, and then all of a sudden they weren't, and the panic started to set in, and it just all unraveled. I think it was more they undid themselves rather than Nemesis overcame them. But it's still around, and you definitely take those.
Yeah, Nemesis, that's still going to look a lot better for them stat-wise, being able to take 2 rounds off of Mystic now. But again, this could be the very final round of the first half, and if Mystic can take this next round, we're going to be going to Chalet. Oh,
Chalet is, look, it's an interesting map.
Oh.
I honestly, I was apprehensive when the announcement was made that it was going to be coming in for Theme Park, but having seen it played, it does make for an interesting watch. There are some interesting positions and setups you can run on the map, and I'm keen to see it develop a little bit more, and then maybe we can just yeet out Clubhouse for Favela or something once it gets reworked. That's what I'm holding out hope for. But at the moment, Nemesis are getting themselves... Look, I would be down for Favela, mostly because I like to spawn peek with the ACS-12 on it, and I bully people, but that's just me.
The worst kind of player.
Hey, look, I've killed a Pro League player doing it. Don't at me.
I think it'd be cool to see. I mean, Clubhouse has already been reworked once. It's been historically the first map to ever be reworked, but historically speaking, too, Whitlock pushing up, ignoring the Gemini Dome completely, is going to be able to escape a little bit more there. But that's full Astro control and full western side of the map in the favor of Nemesis here. No real flank opportunities that I can see coming out from Mystic from any side of the map to really contest any of this. They're all going to go back to the site and maybe hold around at most 90 angle.
Oh, excuse me. It's all coming apart here. Unfortunately, a lack of sleep does make it a little bit hard to cast in the morning. But hey, we're here. We're here. Let's do it. Let's go.
I mean, to be fair, this is a very unconventional match too. I think we can all agree.
Hey, look, I was holding out hope. I do University League in ANZ, and we had a match on Villa. Opening round, one player on each team had an illegal skin, so they just got team killed. The next round, it all came apart. There were 10 shotguns in play, and it just carried on from there. So we haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen the full devolve into let's play everything close quarters, but unfortunately, we have yet to see Nemesis show their true potential.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what that true potential is going to look like down the line, or even maybe later in this match, or maybe even map number 2. But what we do see is an explosive beginning to this round. Able to be the C4 coming out from Gunner, going to get rid of the Zofia. But look at this again. Huge turtling maneuver coming out from Mystic side. Gemini drone entering the site again. Very reminiscent of what we saw last round. Air Jeb able to connect onto Gunner, but look at this. Bales hiding inside Astral, waiting for someone to push on up. It's not going to happen though. Bit of a frag grenade in hand. 30 seconds left on the clock. Trying to find where Rexavy was last time. Toxic Bait number 2 comes down. This is looking so much better than the first rounds that we saw. But so many gunfights going through, but none of them really connecting on by. In fact, we're seeing a lot of Mystic run away to be able to play the last final seconds, but it doesn't matter. Joe's gonna fall from the other side. This is gonna be huge.
No.
Box has to push on forwards. What's going on? They're all over the place, it seems. But no, Box goes in unchecked, uncontested. The Boji has to push up besides them, and now it's just one left alive. They're gonna fall immediately. Now we're gonna have to go to map number 2.
Look, 100%, Joe's sitting there at the moment. What went wrong? What? How did I? That's right. The wall's open. We forgot about that. That's the strategy they run. He just walked straight past it, and the smoke player was sitting in vault, and I don't think you could have given that kill any freer if you other than maybe Armory rushing in and saying, "Please shoot me in the head." But there are a lot of questions that are raised off the back of that matchup, and it fills me with concern as to why Nemesis are approaching the match the way they are.
Yeah, I'm really hoping Nemesis can bring it back on Chalet. It's one of those situations where you don't know what to say as a caster, because I was really hoping to expect a little bit more on Villa. It's a more conventional map than Chalet by a mile. But Mystic, they just showed their dominance, not even through, again, utility usage. The most utility we really saw were Toxic Babes, and we saw Nitro Cells come out, and bullets. We didn't see really any bandit tricking. We didn't see any hard breach denial. We didn't see any of that. Barely even any flanks. The whole lot of it just came down to straight gunfights, and I'm really hoping we can see a little bit more elevated play come out from Chalet from both teams.
Yeah, look, the only conceivable way that I can sum up that map is basic. It was incredibly basic. There was nothing incredibly complex or nuanced about it. It was Nemesis not playing an overly deep game and Mystic running in and gunning the way that they can on attack. So I'm looking for more complexity. I'm looking to go to Chalet. I'm looking to see some deeper strats, some more creativity, I suppose, some initiative on the side of Nemesis, who will be starting off on the attack. Mystic they'll opt into the defense. So yeah, I just want to see some more heads up play.
Yeah, I know what we did see as the community poll, even the casting predictions, all very largely in the favor of Mystic, but I'm really hoping we could maybe see a tie too, right? I mean, look down below. Everybody Mystic. Community poll, all Mystic, except for the draw. But I'm really hoping, maybe because we do see a new map, we could have a chance of a draw here. That's the biggest takeaway we could get from Nemesis, is that maybe they've been really trying hard on this map, while other teams have been maybe lacking a little bit. But we don't have any proof of that. The only proof that we could see is going into map number 2. But Billy, I think we do have to go to a small break while we get things set up for map number 2. So, yeah. No, I'm sorry. We don't have a break. We have stats instead.
Yeah, look, let's take a deeper look at the map. We just wait until we have confirmation that it's already. But look, Keg, I said it was an incredibly basic setup. There was no real depth. 7-2. Even the rounds that we saw Nemesis take away felt less like it was them commandingly taking a round and more Mystic fumbling. Even that flawless round that Nemesis did get for themselves when we went to dining, it very much felt like Team Mystic were fumbling the ball. So I want to see Nemesis come into map number 2. I want to see them take charge of the map the way that we saw Mystic do. I mean, Mystic stormed in 2 flawless rounds back to back on Villa on the attack. They were in charge from start to finish. There was no round in that where they did not determine the tempo of how it played out. Even the ones they lost, it was off the back of them fumbling, so they were still the decisive factor. So there you go. You see the stats on your screen.
Oh, geez.
All 1.0 and above. Rexivy with a phenomenal 1.57. He wasn't even the top fragger in the lobby. It was actually Gunner who finished 11 in 5. But, I mean, despite the minor hiccups, it was Mystic playing their version of Rainbow Six.
I mean, 1.57, that's gigantic. I would love confirmation to see how much, maybe at the end of either the series tonight or just in general, that's the highest per game rating we have seen so far. Because a 1.57, 10 and 3 is no laughing matter, right? This is insanity coming out from Mystic side.
Yeah, look, I think this is just them again proving why they are top of the table right now. They're, 19 points after that win, and they've got potential to finish the night on 22, which would put them clear again of everybody else. So, look, hey, it's one of those things. Is this just a hiccup? Maybe Nemesis have been investing far more time into Chalet than they have any other map. Or is this a terrifying indication of what we can expect from Nemesis in the future? Because honestly, the horizon's not looking too bright. It's cloudy. There's thunderstorms. And unfortunately, it's, Mystic flying through them, having the time of their lives.
I mean, the one takeaway, the one positive is that Chalet hasn't been played a lot. Maybe we could see something crazy come out from them. That's the biggest thing I'd be banking on if I'm a fan of Nemesis. But then again, that is also a very unlikely thing to hold on to. You're almost practically grasping at straws. We don't want to be overly negative on Nemesis's side, but we have to see how Chalet is going to go. At best, they can hope for a tie. There's certainly no way they're going to come out with a 2-0 tonight. And so we're going to kind of venture into the unknown together.
Yeah, look, the best they can hope for is a draw, and even then, the odds aren't looking great. But look, we won't know until we get there. We do have a break coming up, so we'll throw that over. Get yourselves a drink, get yourselves a snack. We'll see you soon.
Hey everybody, we are back. Map number 1 went very decisively in the favor of Team Mystic. Nemesis? Well, decisively not in their favor. We're hoping that maybe the next map being Chalet could be a different story here, but we're gonna have to kind of pensively hold our breath and see how it's gonna go. My name is Kagan, I'm joined by Blue Panda here. We're gonna be going to Chalet, and I don't know what to expect.
Look, I will put this as gently as I can. Much like your average dad, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. A team of the caliber of Nemesis, you expect more, and I think if there's anything for them to take away from this matchup, it's why are you just not trying? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like Nemesis aren't showing it. You know what it feels like? It feels like every single player in Nemesis has gone and got their younger brother or younger sister and said, "Can you play this match for me? I've got something else that I want to do." It definitely feels like this is not the Nemesis we expected coming into this competition. A Challenger League team to be performing, because it raises concerns. So I'm looking for them to come into map number 2, looking for them to come in online. Again, I honestly, you could put it down to players are having a bad day. You could put it down to any number of things, but against a team like Mystic, that it should have been closer. It should have been far closer, because like I said before we went to the break, the rounds that Nemesis got felt like they were handed to them. Mistakes and misplays made by Mystic resulted in them picking up those rounds. So it has yet to feel like they have earned a round win. So look, I hate to be critical, I really do, but you expect more from a team of this caliber.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see how maybe the competition can be leveled off here. That's the best we can hope for. Luckily, though, we don't have to wait much longer. We're going to be going straight into Chalet here. It's going to be map number 2. And this is our first time casting it, both of us here. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play. I think this will be one of the first showings where both of these teams play Chalet. And I'm very curious to see how these operator bands are going to go.
I mean, I don't anticipate anything crazy. It's probably going to be more in line with what you would expect for I mean, there's a necessity for hard breach, so I'm anticipating either Thatcher, Maverick, or Ace, if not a combination of 2 of the 3. Okay, and there we go.
Makes sense.
It's purely around the basement bomb site, you know, holding that. Maverick just enables you to get that. It is still a contestable position for defending teams, but if you can, you know, just disable their ability to rely on breach denial, it makes it that much easier to get inside. Following that up, it is going to be a Nomad. Okay, so this is the other one that I was going to talk about. Rome, it's not quite the likes of Oregon. It's not like Villa, where you have such a wide spread that you can achieve. There's still possibility for it coming up the stairs and all the likes of that. But I'm interested to see, as my first time, like you said, casting this, how the Rome game does influence this map.
Yeah, that's always the number one thing I like to look for too. Even the counter roam too, I think it's going to be interesting to see how teams want to initially entry onto a map. I mean, like we just saw in Villa, right? We saw mostly going in through study or going through master bedroom. The Valkyrie's going to go down too, to no surprise. Lack of intel there. Probably going to see a little bit more Mozzie play. Maybe, but I'm really hard pressed to see not only the roam game like you mentioned, Billy, but I want to see how these teams enter as a team, or if they want to go in maybe in groups of 2, or if they want to be extra risky, roam clear by themselves. But immediately Bales had the lion pick out. I'm wondering if he's going to 6th pick into that, but I'm also interested in the frost pick.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of positions those frost mats can do some real damage. It's something that has become more and more clear that frost is a very decent pick on this map.
Oh,
Rooney as well being let through. Well, yeah, I mean, not necessarily let through, but available on the board. It was almost guaranteed to be picked up here. Not sure how it matches up to potentially the utility denial of a Wemai, but Thatcher on the board means that they're going to be hard pressed to try and deny the breach. I think we might see Rexavy go for a mute trick or something like that. It is hard to pull off, especially when Boji is on the board with that. Sophia has the potential to go for potentially a concussion play. They have Box on the Iana with the frag grenades as well. So I think this might be a case of they're going to give up the breach for free, try and hold other angles. And yeah, that's exactly what it's looking like. They're going for a pseudo SSG roam.
Okay. Now, this is going to sound really stupid, but just stick with me for a second. I really want to see if we do have contention outside of garage window, or garage door. And while that might sound like the most simple thing in the world for a team to do, we didn't see any sort of hard trick denial on either team on Villa. And while it's not necessary to do on Villa 100% of the time, there was very little utility usage from both teams. So I think having a little bit more coordination to pull off that utility usage from Nemesis on the attack would be a really cool inclination that maybe they have been playing Chalet a little bit more, but they do go for the roam. I'm sorry, the roam instead. We do see some droning. And we are also seeing Mystic on the roam itself going very far wide on 3 different floors.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think one of the few maps that enables you to play a style like this. You're probably not going to see too many other maps where you can achieve, you know, not just a 2-level roam or, you know, the 1 and 3 floors, but all 3 being effectively used here. And Red just outside library, trying to get himself in, trying to be able to contest here, but there's not a lot of favorable angles on the long side of things, and BO2 gets caught out downstairs just outside of fireplace as well. That's unfortunate, the damage that they're taking this early on.
Nemesis pushing in by themselves. Every which angle we do see a bunch of them grouping up on the northwestern side a little bit more, but Feltwinter and company, they're going for a large roam-centric game. Bale seemingly by himself. We do see Box down below inside a basement hallway, but Gemini Drone's going to go underway, and immediately the Mewjammer's going to put in a little bit of effort, but they're able to Z-ping at least one member. I believe that's the Frost. Besides that, though, the rest of the attackers kind of going by themselves, trying to find that roam clear. Very extensive one at that, but not able to really get too much open except for a single wall. But we are seeing a bunch of different angles being held from Mystic's side. Bale's holding down for potential flank from the back. One Nemesis member already going down from Whitlock's side, but even then, another one might be able to line up very shortly after. He's just going to hold down and go for the penetrable walls.
Yeah, we see a lot of different entries being made here. Nemesis, they're just outside of Wine. They can look to start to make it happen, pulling down West Main Stairs, just pooling their resources. Unfortunately, I don't think they quite realize that Feltwinter is so deep upstairs. Gunner will find another one that's red. They do get the red trench wall open as well. They're looking to try and stack up and go for the execute utility, dipping away and swinging in. Unfortunately, BO2 just gets gunned down by the 9mm, and it's all on the hands of Joe and Bales. And can he find the angle? Whitlock going to be tagged up in the shoulder. Oh, okay. Joe with a cheeky shot onto Gunner, who's sitting in, well, an unfortunate position there, just caught out and stuck for the moment. Unfortunately, it's not going to work for them, as Bales will find yet another, bringing it that much closer down into a 2 versus 3 storage. Could have been the angle, but not the call. Is Whitlock still behind the shield and Wine? Joe pushing into red, tags up his own Selma. He's in the bomb site now. Goes to the plant. Can Bales cover? EMP goes out. Keg, it's all going to pop off. Nitro Cell. Rex, if he finds it, swinging in. No chance for Bales. Whitlock started it off. No, it makes entirely sense that he's going to close it out. But this Wine push just did not work.
No, that was a very rough beginning of the round, too. Before we even got close to Wine, we saw Nemesis essentially going for 5 different pushes at once, and they were getting contested from all those different angles. And while they did eventually group up, right, going outside of Wine and pushing up there, once they got that small little hole open in the side closet area, they really didn't seem to know how they wanted to push it. They just lined up like a shooting gallery, and granted, it was on both sides. They weren't able to win the majority of the gunfights. They were only able to find 2 different bodies on Mystic's side, but everyone else on Mystic, they held their ground and just waited for the push.
I mean, look, they got themselves in a couple of different angles. There was surprisingly no contest onto, you know, Snowmobile Wall. They could have potentially got themselves in that way, but I don't know. It's just Nemesis. They take that round. They very much like a thorn that was impossible to remove for the side of Nemesis. They tried their darndest, but it wasn't going to happen. Now we head upstairs to Master and Office. Interesting setup already taking shape here. You can open up some vertical holes in Master Bathroom, as well as putting that shield on top of the piano. Is look, hey, we'll see how it works out.
I think it'd be
an interesting bomb site. I will be perfectly honest. There's a lot of verticality to it all. There's a lot that could go wrong. I'm interested to see how Mystic are going to prioritize this defensive setup.
Yeah, and I think one point that we really need to focus on is red on the buck here. I think going down below might be able to find a little bit of penetrability from the floor of the site. Maybe. It's a hard maybe. But it could be doable. But I will have to wait and see, because I'm really hesitant to say too much about Nemesis on their play here. We do see a bit of a roam coming out from Gunner again, and we saw how effective that was on Villa, and historically speaking, just how effective he can be on the roam. But Red and company bunching up right outside of Yard Patio. They're going to be looking around, not able to find anybody right off the rip. But do you notice something, Billy? Not seeing a lot of drones in play.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately, drone economy is really taking a blow at the moment. Boji looking for some early damage, looking for some early angles on the repel by snowmobiles, but it looks like they're going to go for a library take here. Box the first one in, looking to push on over, get control of the library hallway if they can, even potentially on the mezzanine, and start to pressure that wall into office. If they can get that ground, if they can get that positioning, maybe they can enable Joe to do some work. And there we go. Boji has taken mezzanine. He's out on the balcony there. Might be able to start that process up, and Red trying to get himself into kitchen downstairs so the threat can come from below. But Mystic, they're showing no signs of giving up those key positions.
No, and I'm really curious to see how Kitchen's going to play too. We do see the power position held by Red. Also another one roaming upstairs. Gunner pushing up, detected by the drone. That could be huge. Might be able to levy off some of the suspicion coming out from Kitchen's side. Bales, though, watching for Gunner, potentially box as well with the pinch. No one's pushing up just yet. No one on Mystic's going for the bite, Billy. In fact, they're all going back to site and playing it super safe.
Yeah, just Gunner pulls back down library stairs, going to go all the way down to the basement. Bales will head up and join up with the team. EMP out. Joe in prime position to try and open things up, but the wall's still electrified. Bales needs to get over to start this process up, and, well, there we go. EMP out, Selma charge going in. They can start to contest into office itself. Find some of those long angles, but prone by the office door. Is shotgun in hand.
Oh, that office door.
Zeno, his leg, I think, is clipping through the wall, so I think he can be seen here.
Oh, that's unfortunate if it is. We'll have to see what happens with Boji if they push up. Doesn't matter. The Red's able to open the sealed round, able to find the opening pick. Going after that, though. Bit of a stall out. Everyone's holding these angles. Zeno especially could find one of that. Zofia decides to push on up.
She sees it. You
Does
can
it
see
really?
the foot.
Wait. No, they moved up.
Okay.
No, they don't want to take the chance anymore, but that's huge if they're able to find a kill off of it. I think they were able to still see the smoke. They weren't able to capitalize on the kill, but they had that information. Boji, though, pushing up here. Could be able to find Zeno. Doesn't matter. Zeno's DBN. No, they're able to convert the kill instead. They steal it away. This is huge. Mystics falling down like flies. 2 left alive. Plant underway. We're the last 2 alive. They have to make their way back to the site. Rexavy, the anchor, usually able to not find these shots. Trying to take down the Ionas, unable to do so. Last one alive now. Barely any health in hand. Going for the reload. 37 seconds left. Had to take down an entire flawless team, but it's not the flaw. First time we've seen a flawless Nemesis, but it won't be the last here. We see yet another one to come out.
A much better showing so far from Nemesis here in this map. Honestly, Chalet has presented itself in a very, very interesting way. The bomb sites are much like they're very dissimilar to other maps. I think the closest you're going to get in terms of similarity is you're looking basement is kind of similar to Armory and Church down in Clubhouse, but again not quite the same. Kitchen dining similar to Bunk, but there's a lot that needs to be prepped coming into this. A new map, a new season. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. It feels like maybe this is a case of Nemesis has invested more time in learning and developing strategies for Chalet than they have on an upkeep on other maps, which is potentially why Villa played out the way it did. But hey, look, this is the closest the scoreline has been since the beginning of map number 1.
Oh, absolutely. And we said that going into the game too, right? That this could be Nemesis' chance to really bring it back here and maybe have a tie, is that they could have that superior knowledge and just solely focus, maybe not solely, but primarily focus on Chalet over most teams. And it might be too early to say because we're only in round 3, Billy, but I think you're right.
Well, we'll see how it plays out a second time around. Some minor positioning changes coming into effect here, trying to set themselves up with some of those long angles. Oh, Rexavy almost copping the M590 to the face. There was a lot that went right. There was a lot that very nearly went wrong there. So it looks like they're going for a more aggressive hold between the 2 bomb sites. Head height angles being opened up, plus the rotate close by the window. Gunner, where does he hold? That is the question. We saw him playing mezzanine in the opening round on basement. This time round, though, it looks like we are going to see a downstairs hold. Well, probably around dining, around kitchen, deny that verticality that Red is so desperately hunting for. Because if they can deny that, it gives them the added advantage of not having to worry about giving up those defensive positions on the bomb site itself.
And entering from library has just been so safe for Nemesis every single round. We haven't seen much of an overextension. We haven't really seen too deep of a roam either towards library side. You mentioned it yourself, Billy. The one time we have seen a roam come close to it. Oh, wait, hold on. We do have Gunner. I was about to mention him. He was down below this time, but he's able to find the opening pick. He comes in forwards. He's able to put in some damage, but he has to run away. He doesn't want to be caught out there. But taking down Box, taking down the Thatcher, no less. What's the plan now? You can't take down that same electrified wall they were using, able to open up at the beginning of last round. That could be huge.
No, it now has to become a vertical take. That's what Red... Oh, my lord. Just the beams, the metal beams, stopping Red from securing the kill that he so desperately wants here. They need to open things up from below. They then need to be able to find that Electroclaw in that position from downstairs. And Xeno still holding. They haven't been able to find it just yet. There's a lot of confusion. Red will find... Oh, my lord. Find the kill onto Feltwinter, so they do equalize, but... A Thatcher for a Goyo? 100% as a defending team, you take that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, having your Goyo gone is not the best thing in the world, but having his shield still on the floor, yeah, it's great. Me too, me too. But with that being said, though, Gunner's able to find another one, double kill in his favor, hiding behind that piano shield yet again. The rest of the team kind of struggling right now. You've lost him not only on your hard breach, you've also lost down on the one who was able to enable the hard breach to begin with. Grenades come down, Escanades in hand, not going to find anything, though. They're able to put it away. Not sure why they didn't capitalize on it. I don't know either, Billy. I don't know.
Oh, never mind. They've got no ace. Never mind.
Yeah, they don't. They can't open the walls, Billy. But with this being said, look how separated they all kind of are, too. They can't really trade off of each other, and that's been a big thing Gunner's been able to capitalize on. Hiding behind the piano once again. Bale's trying to find a different angle, an alternative one at that to pressure Gunner, but no, it doesn't matter. Rexy's able to find Bales as well. This could be the round that seals the deal. We may never see a tie again, depending on how this goes. One goes outside, it's gonna be Gunner, he quickly follows. Still, that's only 2v3. Trying to push on forwards. Boji taking so much damage right outside study. Not a lot of places for him to rotate. He has to rely on his teammate, the one with the diffuser in hand. No, never mind, he has the diffuser. But Red pushing down, seconds left in the round. One right behind the reinforcement. Do they have any idea? Yes, they do. Pre-fire in hand, 2v2. They're blinded completely. They have to go for the defuse anyways. Rexy's trying to push on up. One left alive now. No longer having a defuse in hands. Able to get a triple off of it. Can he get a 4K? This is entirely doable, but he has to do it within seconds. He's a sitting duck right now. The perfect time to opportune. And C4 is going to explode the round.
Oh, boy. I want to say Nemesis have warmed up because they are coming into Chalet just spitting and kicking. And they are really going toe-to-toe with Mystic. But it's still Mystic, who are an incredibly capable team, who absolutely trounced them in map number 1. And it begs the question, is this just a flash in the pan again? But losing Thatcher early, losing your ace, they had the setup. They had the potential to get that information. Unfortunately, they just didn't keep Joe alive long enough to be able to utilize the, if they destroy the electrical, if they'd been able to get that wall open, it would have been a much easier contest. They probably would have survived with a few more members and possibly would have taken that round away. But it's just these little things. I mean, we anticipated that they were probably a little bit more prepped coming into this map, but again, it's just the same mistakes that we saw in map number 1. Rearing their ugly heads.
Now, Billy, do you think we're going to see another tie come out here?
I would not hold my breath, I think is the answer that I'm going to go for here.
Okay,
but
a diplomatic answer.
Yeah, look, I'm not holding my breath. I'm not holding out hope that we're going to see a tie, especially given that it's Mystic. Their gun play is just so superior, it seems, at the moment. Once again, it's that SSG style roam here up on Chalet. They're going to be having not only a Runegates, not only the Jaeger in play, but a Frost as well. And look, there's nothing more crippling to the mental than landing on a Frost map and going down.
See, I was wondering because the very first round where we saw Wine, we saw Xeno play Frost as well, but not a single mat got connected, and I don't think any of them got detected either. So I was thinking maybe Xeno would go for the 6th pick instead and kind of psych out Team Nemesis or Nemesis' side, but no, they're gonna go for it again, see if they can get one of those mats to connect this time around. So if we do see Frost in the future, I do think it's gonna be 6th picked out, but it might not matter anyways because Gunner is just an absolute gunner to find Bales right off the rip. That's gonna be the Iona gone and the crux of your intel.
Yeah, and well, it looks like we're gonna have a garage. Oh my lord, just absolutely removed. Looks like we're gonna have a garage entrance set up here. They pushed all the way through car. They're going to be looking to push onto the basement hallway and set up for that red execute as well. But Gunner rotating around, sees two in West Main, can't make up his mind, and will go down for the cost. But so does Red. Unfortunately, Feltwinter connects onto that one. Joe starting to open things up into Wine early on in the round. But that doesn't really matter when so much of their time, so much of the focus has been taken up by Feltwinter now in Kitchen. Boji still West Main, still trying to find whatever avenues he can, but look at that, Whitlock sneaking over. This could be a refrag situation play here. Whitlock swings in, Felt swings in to clean up on the backside of it, so they're just waiting, they're teaming up. Oh, okay, it's going to be a dual swing. No, never mind, it's Feltwinter alone. Whitlock says, you got this, buddy, and heads off to do his own thing. Joe, very much isolated, still in the hallway down in the basement, still just trying to figure out how to get in box. Will drone out and spot Whitlock down in the basement, which is where he did head off to. But Keg, it's a 2 versus 4. We're going to have to see Joe either vault or run. Oh my lord, there was no way he deserved to survive that. Selma will go out, he will get the shield, but Whit just swings around the shield and takes him out anyway.
The last 2 to go down last round, or the first 2 to go down last round, last 2 alive here. Box, there's nothing you can do. The roam clear has not been very good for Nemesis. But though one positive we have been seeing, regardless of them winning or losing the rounds, is that they've been able to at least penetrate the fortress a little bit of getting onto a bomb site, right? They're able to open up these reinforced walls that are usually able to get onto a site, which is something we didn't really get to see them on the attack do on Villa. But it's only worked for 1 round.
That's exactly it. Well, off the back of that, Master and Base are now locked out, which the options are, Bar Gaming and Kitchen Dining. Bar Gaming is an interesting bomb site. I have learned a couple of things about it in my time playing it. It's one that you want to go for the vertical hold. There are a couple of weaknesses, though, in the bomb site. If you don't have some roam presence down in the basement, it's actually quite easy to contest stock and lock out that. It's such a key position in holding this bomb site. So this little position where I would imagine, no, never mind, they're not going to go there. Right here, you can see it on screen. So that wall there, believe it or not, you can reinforcement, you can do it all you want. Luckily though, Maverick is off the board, but if Maverick is available, you can actually stand on the fireplace stairs and burn out that bottom part of the wall. He's tall enough, so you can actually contest that entire angle from the basement stairs.
Yikes. I mean, it is lucky that we're not going to see that, but we still have...
I suppose it's good that, the likes of Mozzie or someone else doesn't have the breaching torch, because otherwise that wouldn't happen.
Very true, very true. but we do have the Thatcher, we do have the Ace alive still. We could see that angle contested. There is not going to be any hard breach denial either, so that could be a very easy angle to open up, especially if we do see Nemesis coming through Snowmobile. But it's one of those things where we have to see how the roam clear plays with that. We saw Gunner, and I believe Feltwinter as well, too, playing down below on that bottom floor and kind of dipping in and out like Villa bottom floor, too. But we're going to have to see how Nemesis wants to enter this. I don't think their typical entry point of Master or Library is going to work here. They have to go through a new angle, and it looks like that's going to be on Balcony instead.
Yeah, they're going to try and get control of Office, get control of Mezzanine potentially, and push on down. Just funnel the defenders back into the bomb site. And Red at the moment is in Master. They see that Office is sort of boxed up. This bunker setup coming up there for the vertical hold. Yeah, like I said, it's an interesting map that it doesn't really play like too many others. And again, another interesting setup on the defense here. Oh, Box just tagged in the chest, straight to the sternum. I think the thing I'd very much like to see... Oh, there we go. The Golden 6 coming into play. We got it on screen too. It's the second one I've seen. Unfortunately, it doesn't do a damn thing. And for the frag grenade might, there we go, Rexby, just going to be tagged further. Swinging, okay. Bales just says, oh, what up, buddy? And swings around half wall, finds the frag, and that is Rexby now off the board. No more Jaeger to play out the rest of the round.
Look at this crazy control coming out from Mystic. We do see the Aruni gate open, trying to split off Piano a little bit more. Double... Looks like P coming out, or prone P coming out from both Bales, and I believe that's going to be Red as well. But no one's really able to really think of a good way to get past all this. There's a lot of utility being used upstairs. A lot of the defenders falling off as well. Actually, maybe not so much. There's one playing on stairs, one inside library, one holding at the back stairs as well. They're looking to see who's going to get contested first and whether or not they can be overwhelmed and possibly fall back. But look at this Gunner pushing up Or maybe not so much pushing up. Feltwinter as well, holding an angle. Doesn't matter though, an even 4v4 across the board. Gunner's able to get the revenge shot and taking out Boji. But Runegate pushing or proving to be very powerful as everyone's stalled out by it. But Nemesis, they're losing bodies fast, Billy. 55 seconds left on the clock. 3 left alive. You're down to your bare skeleton crew. And it's just a game of angles. These defenders don't want to push up. Joe and company trying to edge things out, maybe find a rogue peek, maybe, or rogue rotate, but no one's able to find any of that work. In fact, it's Feltwinter with a double kill instead. 40 seconds left, though. That Thatcher ace now, last one's alive yet again. This is a very rough position to be in. One of them barely even into the map itself. Joe inside, but the other, Fox, they're suffering a little bit here. They're playing not off each other. They have to play together, and they have to play off their bodies. But no, they're not able to find these, and they have 20 seconds left. Feltwinter with a triple kill. 18 seconds left now. You're down to your bare amount of health. They're going to get tested and lose very, very handedly.
Well, Felt picks up a 4K. Look, that is a less than conventional setup, I would imagine, for a bomb site like that. Yes, it worked very, very well. No one got even remotely close to the bomb site itself. But
I mean, Nemesis, 20 seconds left into the round. We're still in balcony.
Yep, and Felt just walked in and did his thing. I don't know whether it was a lack of intel. There was no breach denial. There was nothing of the sort. There was no information other than Felt, and he's only got 3 tests.
Man.
I mean, that's, there's still 7 drones left unless they get shot out. So they had the information. They had the utility they needed to get into bar, get into games as well, should they have chosen to. But no, they're so prioritizing. They were so heavily prioritizing upstairs and dealing with their own game. And even then, it was a risky setup for Mystic. They still pulled it off.
But we're going to be seeing that same exact setup again for Master Bedroom. This is the only site Nemesis has been able to win in this first half. But we also saw the adaptation come out immediately after Mystic was able to take it very handedly here. The 2 people that need to stay alive the most, and we've seen this happen in the past, Billies, we need to see Joe and Box stay alive towards the end of this round. That's it. That's all they need.
Well, okay, so we have seen no change whatsoever on Nemesis' attack. There's no flank other than the claymores. IQ could work. Twitch could work. Honestly, the mute has been able to be dealt with. Honestly, I think an IQ would have been a great pickup
for the
this
pulse. Absolutely.
Well, not only the pulse, but mute jammers, finding that electro claw, which it's not even going to be in play here. So the mute jammers would be a pretty easy take from Fireplace. Look, it is what it is. This Iana, it's been interesting, but it hasn't been the be-all, end-all. And there you look at that. Gunner downstairs in the basement, ready and waiting with the pulse, because no way we're going to see Nemesis go for a full basement roam clear on this map.
We haven't really seen much of a roam clear from Nemesis, period. In fact, their roam clear usually gets shut down very quickly, and that's why they have to approach a site with so disproportionate less members.
Well, Gunner's just been misdroned. The drone is there to watch main stairs, which he surely would have heard. And Meat Jammers, they're trying to deal with this utility. Gunner has he realized that the drone is there? I would imagine so. As Bales, one of them is destroyed. Does he? Yeah, I think he has. I think he's ready to come up.
Ooh.
He's pushing up main. He's looking to push up through Fireplace as well if he can.
No, turn around!
Oh no!
I'm surprised he didn't use his sensor.
I mean, they seem to have his number there. They had an inkling that was the position he was going to be playing. They do get the wall open. Box and Joe will team up to make that one happen, but it's still a 5-on-5. Will this time it's by Boji pinging out the mute player by the ADS. Unfortunately, with the way the Z-ping system works, if there's a little bit of utility in the way, it's going to ping that first, and they're just trying to give them an idea of where it is. Smoke canister throwing it. Oh, Boji, good night, Zeno. Somehow manages to find that angle. I don't know how he managed that.
That had to have been a beautiful vertical play from down below.
No, it was Boji on the balcony.
Was it? Oh, you're completely right. I'm sorry. I was looking at the one. Wow. I don't know how he found that angle. My brain was trying to justify it, but that you just can't. But look at this, though. The setup coming out underneath. Ace and Thatcher able to stay alive, able to open up the wall as well. It's going to be a great setup, but of course, Rexavy is able to even out the odds yet again. So, look at these cross angles going in play. One hiding behind piano. It's going to be Whitlock having to back off. Everyone on Mystic needs to back off here as well, but look at Gunner coming from behind. Potential flank in play. No, gonna be shot off again. Able to survive this twice in a row now. No one's been able to secure these kills. It doesn't matter. Meltdown underway. Double kill from Rexavy. But what about the rest? Poking and prodding their way through again, trying to find these angles. Doesn't matter. Rexavy has a beautiful angle in hand, taking so much damage against Box, but the C4 is going to secure it instead. You got to take care of Gunner. Look at this. A meltdown underway. They're able to tie out the odds a little bit more. BO2 with a double kill of their own. Pushing onto the site. No little time to go for the defuse. They have to pick it up.
No.
Can they? No! They just body blocked each other, but they got it down almost in time. Where are the last two alive? No C4 in hand. They might be able to find it from underneath, and they're able to. BO2 with a triple, bringing things to a 1v1. Billy, this is one of the best rounds we've seen from Nemesis all series. They have to push up here. They have full health, no utilities to work with. Bales, 2 frag grenades could be used to stall the defuse. This could give time for Feltwinter to push up. He has a lot of area to work with, but look at where Boji is. Bale's on the other side, outside balcony, having a great line of sight in case they want to enter from 2 different methods. 20 seconds left. You have to find this Iana. There's too little time to go for it. Anything else, you can't look at these angles. But it gives a chance. Felwinter trying to long arm it. Gets hidden. Frag grenade in hand. Gonna stifle it a little bit more. It's too late to go for the defuse. They won the round. They just have to stay alive just a little bit longer. Bales clutches it up.
Look, it was a win. Nemesis picked that up. The phenomenal post-plant positioning played there. They do take themselves that round going into the second half. So it's a 4-2 split, which hopefully they can start to pick up some rounds here, because otherwise they're going to repeat map number 1 almost verbatim. That was an interesting round from Gunner. I'm sorry. He played it like a kid in trouble. Like anytime he was spotted, he just ran as fast as he could to get away from the situation. And then anytime he was seen, he ran away again. Like it was just yeah.
I'm just surprised he was able to play off his own life twice. Like he should have been dead to rights both of those different instances.
It's like the time you broke your mum's favorite vase, and she's like, "Pulse, where are you? Oh, sorry, mum, I gotta go. I got that thing on," and just out the door away as quickly as possible. But going in the second half, it looks like we are going to be heading back upstairs. Some minor changes on the attack. No Ace, it's going to be a Hibana instead, plus the 0, which honestly, I'm surprised we haven't seen any of it yet. I really rate the 0 pick, especially with the verticality of a map like this. You can position the Argus camera just outside the mute jammer. You can then shoot it out. There's a lot going on for this attacking lineup. Not to mention the fact that we're seeing a castle setup, which I'm very keen to see where they look to position that. I think, again, they're probably trying to avoid gunfights rather than actually contest, which, I mean, on a map like Chalet, the verticality of it all, at least I think the biggest thing that Nemesis have to go for them is there is no buck, so they don't necessarily have to worry as much about being taken out from below. Very true. But talking about the verticality, right? There is going to be some hard reach denial. It's going to come from the Mew. There is no Buck. There is no Thatcher for Mystic side, so they have to at most rely on either the frag grenades coming out from Whitlock, or you have to rely on the soft reach from Gunner and Feltwinter to really get rid of the Mew jammers. Otherwise, you might fall into the same issue Nemesis had when they were on the attack and master themselves. They might have to try to go for a different means of going through everything onto the site, and that was a huge nightmare for them. But I'm really curious to see how they're going to play this, because right away we don't see Gunner playing down below trying to get rid of the Mew jammers. They might try to go head on and just take on gunfights. I mean, positioning could be there, just push down the fireplace, play below mezzanine, but the fact that they have pushed up so aggressively to start things off, the fact that they can go for these drones without being threatened whatsoever is concerning. Feltwinter pushing through stock into bar now is going to be looking to go in potentially for a deep roam clear, which we did not see from Nemesis when they were on the attack. But look at that. The Argus cameras, flank cams being set up here by Xeno. They are covering all their bases right now. And Gunner pushes in. We'll look to try and deal with that utility from below and enable Rexavy to go for the opening of that wall. And already X-Kyra is out. They are going to be detonated. Mute Jammer just not there whatsoever. Even a Solarium camp going out there from Xeno as well. This is just... They are playing on fire.
Whoa, that was a really cool angle for the Ash Charge. And look how vertical and open the entire area is. Even if there's a defuse coming underway from someone on Nemesis' side, they can easily go below and just take them out. But now we're going to have to see some gunfights go underway. We do see some action happening outside of Piano here, some angles being held. Double concuss coming through. Whitlock has to push up, already taking so much damage. Nothing to find in return, though. 2 different angles to worry about. One a deep left, one deep right, one run out as well. Not sure where that came in from, but it doesn't matter. Zeno goes down. This is going to be really good for a start for for Nemesis. They're able to find one attacker. The run out was successful. But Gunner, still on that same angle, trying to find out where Box is, hiding behind that iron shield on the piano itself. Again, these multiple angles being held, no one's actually going to contest it just yet. We already saw how much damage was taken, but never mind, I spoke too soon. Gunner's able to trade it out. Never mind, make that yet another. Nemesis is melting away. They're trying to contest, but they can. A whole kill feed spread goes throughout a battlefield, and Mystic takes it nearly flawlessly.
And there's Felt Winter. There we go. He's found his frags. Rexy finds 2 as well. I mean, you saw the tentativeness, the nature of the setup that was there for Nemesis. So within the first minute and a half, Nemesis were all stacked up towards Solarium, towards Trophy, towards Kitchen, and there was next to no presence able to contest into Office itself. The closest you had was Box, who was playing piano behind that shield, and he just got mollywomped out of existence as soon as the Zofia swung in. Now, Bar Gaming is the call that has been made. Butte's going to be there as well. This is something that is going to be potentially quite quickly. Like I said, there is potential to play around stock. Lock that angle down means you have to contest through the main hallway to try and get back into what is games. Long is not a particularly favorable position to be holding or contesting or running through, even if you're a defender, especially if Mystic get vertical control early.
Now, Billy, riddle me this, right? We haven't seen Nemesis go for a single defense on Snowmobile yet. We've only had a few rounds in the second half, but already we had seen Mystic try to contest it at least once. But here, it seems like they're just trying to ignore it.
I don't know. Personal preference, I think, is what it comes down to at the end of the day. They wanted to get that win on Master. They've done it. They now go to Bar and Games. Ooh, looks like we might have a bit of lag. I think we might have someone drop from the server in a second, whoever that is downstairs. No, yeah, there we go. Boji. Okay, so chances are we might have the rehost called off the back of it. It does become a case of whether or not Nemesis want to play this one out. At the moment, no call is being made.
Interesting. That's going to be an interesting thing to happen there. Oh, he's going to return anyways. Okay, well, I mean, it is what it is, right? So you're already down a body, and that's not a good start for Nemesis, especially being down 3 different points compared to Mystic. They are in the defense. If they play super safe, they might be able to find all the different angles, but we've seen what happened last round. They tried to play 2 inside of Kitchen, and they got instantly contested and murdered by 1. Gunner, though, playing right outside Library. There is going to be the Jaeger right on the other side of that wall, trying to hold this angle. If anyone comes in, they should hypothetically be dead, but the free fire could be very malicious. 2 different bodies right outside there. They're trying to find, they know somebody's there, but they have to confirm who it is. But it might not matter. A 4v4 underway. Box is able to find Feltwinder. That's going to be a huge opening pick there, or at least a tactical opening pick. But this grenade, forcing that Jaeger's position, trying to go for the pre-fire, doesn't matter.
No.
They're able to bounce it off. What happened? Whitlock needs to push in. The Yokai drone's there as well. This could be a great chance to take down the only intel Mystic has. But no, they lose a body instead. They have to force themselves away.
The Yokai drones are slowing down the process. I think Whitlock managed to find that frag as Box came in support. I think the frag grenade bounced off the roof and didn't quite clear the shelves before it went off, so that's why Whitlock took some damage. But I mean, hey, this is where we are. Jeepers, that was a bold reinforcement coming out there from Joe. Gonna open up Coat, look to push in that way potentially, but no, meets some resistance along the way. Bales laying around Library stairs, might be able to do something, and Red as well, playing through that hatch, just looking for any indication of a head, any pixels, anything at all. Zeno, drone goes into long, it's going to provide that information even more so for the team. Rexivy, they're gearing up for this hatch drop. They want to just explode into the bomb site. Rexivy going to be tagged, stun grenade being cooked, ready to go for Joe. He's going to be impacted out of that wall. No defensible positions, really. He's going to have to rotate back into Bar. The drop down happens. He's spotted. And there we go. The Bar half wall plant coming in. Red, very, very far from the site right now. And Bales playing in, does swing in, but he's traded out immediately. Mystic will move themselves on the map point and series point here, Kick.
I wish I could say it's a bit of a surprise to see this outcome. I'm glad Nemesis was able to get the rounds they have so far. They're certainly not out of the woods just yet. They still could bring this back, but they have to play flawlessly, Billy. And that's going to be 4 rounds in a row, and already having a disconnect that last round is definitely not a great thing to come. Hopefully their internet can be a little bit more stable here so they don't have to worry about that coming out yet again, but returning back to Master Bedroom. We didn't see it work out for the first few rounds. We're going to see no real, at least in terms of operators, change of strategy per se coming out from Nemesis side. I'm wondering what they could do to adapt around the aggression that we see Mystic bring.
Look, there's possibilities. I'm not quite sure. I'm still not quite sure about this castle setup. I just
The
think there's
Aruni was
better
really
options.
cool. I like the Aruni more than the castle in this instance. And it's not often where people would say that.
Yeah, look, 5 rounds. No, not quite 5 rounds, is it? Yeah, no. Yeah, no, sorry, it's not. It's blue. The blue's hard to see for me. It's an international thing. Don't worry about it. But yeah, look, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 1 round. Look, they've got they're doing it the full strip. 1 round is all that they need now to close it out. The question is just there, ever present. What the Nemesis need to do. Again, I hate to harp on the team about just the way things are going, but it feels like there's almost a lack of investment here for Nemesis. They don't feel like they're invested in this matchup.
What I'm happy about that we're seeing from both teams this time on both sides is that there's a less emphasis on actual gunfights and a little bit more on utility usage. We did see 3, and what later became the last 3 members of Nemesis alive that last round, focus all on Whitlock, just trying to push into library, which was good coordination. That was good utility usage too, but they weren't able to secure the kill. They have to find that sugar spice and everything nice, beautiful combo to really figure out what they can do to get to Mystic's level right here. They need 4 rounds in a row again. They have to play flawlessly here. That's the big thing to take away from, and already we're seeing a huge roam clear come out from Feltwinter, and they don't have any bodies to play off of. If they're able to find the opening pick against Mystic's side, that's going to be huge for Nemesis, but coming up those stairs to the immediate right of Feltwinter could change the destiny of this entire series.
Well, we have seen this more traditional Boji on the run out.
Oh no, don't go for it.
Yeah, look, I don't know if that was the play. Zeno was tagged, but I think there's just information and positioning given away here. Feltwinter still looking to come up West Main stairs. You can pinch in from behind and trophy. Whitlock there as well. They've almost cleared out the first floor. They can start to then threaten. Bales it's a ring around the rosy. That much is for certain. Bales might even be able to come up from behind West Main stairs for the pinch. Joe playing around trophy stairs. I think between Solarium. Oh, there we go. And Feltwinter just caught. Too aggressive, too keen, will be shut down there. First casualty. Unfortunately, Gunner is there watching from bathroom, finds Boji's head as well. Prone finds a 3rd box, good night. And all of a sudden, Gunner says, I'm done with this. Bales falls to Whitlock, and it's all on red in office at the moment, standing on top of the desk. He's going to down Rex if he could just be tagged through the wall, but nothing huge. Still 3 players left to find. And he's going to have to reload at some point. They are locked out, unfortunately. Red can't go into... Oh, my lord. Zeno to go down. Rexavy down still. And all of a sudden, it's a bit of a pinch here. There's still a minute left to play here, Keg. It's going to be coming in from the backside. Can Gunner do it? Oh, big damage both ways, but it's Whitlock. So it's a 3K and a 2K picked up by Mystic. And they will get themselves the series win in exactly the same fashion as they took map number 1. 7-2. 7-2 on the day.
I mean, it took an entire half of a floor to be able to go for a giant pinch on Mystic's side to take down the final opponent. That level of coordination is really nice, and I think that really takes away, well, that's the big takeaway of this entire series, that Mystic, by and large, through thick and thin, have been able to coordinate a lot better than Team Nemesis. You can give it any excuse in the world that you want, but in this series as a whole, we saw a lot more coordination, a lot more utility usage, and a lot more gunfights go into the favor of Mystic's side. Nemesis, I'm not sure what the takeaway would be, Billy.
Look, again, I think I summed it up. It feels like there is a lack of investment in this series and from Nemesis, and you can understand why that may be the case, but it doesn't look good. You're losing to T3 teams and on screen as well. But it is what it is. Mystic will secure themselves very, very commandingly first place overall in actually the overall competition, but specifically in Group A, where they find themselves 22 points on the board, and well, the round differential just keeps growing for them.
Yeah, ultimately speaking, first place remains in first, last place remains in last. The score line does change a little bit more. It's gonna be a little bit more of a hike for everybody else in between, trying to be able to catch up the Mystics level, but they have just proven by and large how dominant of a team they can be in SCS so far. And we're not even out of the group stage just yet. We still have playoffs coming out in a few weeks.
Yeah, just looking at it, I think off the back of that, I'm not. There is a chance potentially that Nemesis can still escape and make it into playoffs, but the likelihood of that is looking worse and worse each week. So, I mean, on the whole, the positive takeaway, Mystic, again, another solid, commanding performance that they big, very deserved victory on the whole.
Absolutely. Mystic, they showed how dominant they can be. I mean, how many times we have to reiterate that? I feel like the entire cast, we were talking about that. But there's only been one or two, and if you want to include the rounds that Nemesis won, maybe 4 rounds in total where they looked like they were a little shaky, and they immediately counter-adapted whether they were on the attack or defense.
Yeah, look, hey, we'll take a deep dive to look at the matchup before we head into our interview. We'll see just how that all played out there. Again, solid showing. Unfortunately, Zeno not quite the same match that we saw from him in the first map, but Box 2 and 8, a 0.36 rating. BO2 at least has, the 1.0 to go off. So at least, 7-7, 1 on the entry, a 50% cost. There's room to improve at least. Oh my lord, Gunner's got even bigger this time around. Oh my lord.
I mean, we asked at the end of Villa last time that 1.57 was a record for an individual map, but now we have to ask if 1.68 is a record. Each time we see it, he just pushes it a little bit more. I'd love to see what the series statistics are as well, just to see the rating between the two, but absolute dominance coming on through. And BO2, again, we have to give him some commemoration. He was able to get that 1.0 rating. He came out even on that Chalet matchup, but the rest of the team, there was a big fumble.
Yeah, well, we're going to take a bit of a time to talk to the man himself. We do have an interview lined up and ready to go with Gunner from Team Mystic off the back of their phenomenal victory. So, welcome, Gunner, off the back of what was look, there's one way to describe it and one way only. It was a bit of a stomp. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
It was a...
What? I'm doing great. 5-7 in map 1 and a 1.68 in map 2, but yeah, we're doing great. Look, the boys, they came together, they played a phenomenal game of Siege. You guys came in, you monstered Villa, you monstered Chalet. You guys must be feeling quite confident going towards, as we head towards playoffs.
Yeah, scrims recently have just been looking really good with the addition of Sip. He's really helped us a lot with attacks, because that's where we struggled the most, and just disciplining ourselves. And I think it kind of showed today, where we just kind of stomped them.
Yeah, look, I said it's the only one to describe it. But you came in yourself. You had a phenomenal showing. There was a lot of confidence. Did you guys expect this matchup to go this way?
Yeah. Personally, I don't think this team's that great. I mean, they're in CL, so maybe they're hiding strats, but strats or not, I really don't see it going any other way.
Yeah, look, Keg, you were there along with me. Surely you've got a couple of questions for the man himself.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just curious to see how long, since the release of Chalet into it being in the competitive pool, how much of how much you prioritize scrimming a map like Chalet with it being so new. You were able to take down Nemesis pretty handedly. Do you expect to do the same on other teams in SCS?
100%, yeah. I mean, we've scrimmed Chalet since, past 2 weeks, so we're comfortable in it. We like it. I like it a lot, actually. So, yeah, we like it.
Yeah, sorry, Keg, you got more questions, obviously. Hit them up.
I only have one more, don't worry. So when it came to a band like Nomad, I'm just wondering what the counter adaptations to something like that would be. Do you think the Zero is the best choice, or do you think Gridlock has any viability on a map like Chalet?
I mean, when Nomad's banned...
Keeping in mind that I'm an ANZ caster as well, so that answer is going to be a bit loaded if you talk trash about Gridlock.
No, but I think with Gridlock, I'm not a fan of her when Nomad's banned. So Zeno just kind of flexes off of that. She's a great operator. Just not for us. I mean, we trust Zeno to watch regardless. Nomad not her up, but yeah, he could flex to Lion, Zero. He likes Zero though. So yeah, I mean, Zero is probably the best choice, but I think Lion and Thatcher still work.
I mean, look, it worked for you guys. The lineup was quite solid when you came to the attack. We won't hold you too much longer. We'll let you go and enjoy the rest of your evening. Gunner, obviously, you got some backing from Mystic. Surely you guys have got someone that you want to shout out before you head off.
Shout out Sipcap, seriously, though. He's been with us, the past, 4 days, and, the improvement we've had recently is just ridiculous. So, honestly, shout out Sipcap.
Well, obviously, it is enough. It's 2 7-2 victories back-to-back, and congratulations on the night. You guys are well and truly clear in first place at the moment. A phenomenal showing from them. But Keg, that is about wrapping it up for us here in game number 1. Up next, we do have another series, but it won't be us taking it, unfortunately. But thank you, Gunnar. Thank you, Keg. We will throw it to a break, and when we come back, it'll be our second match of the day. Oh, there's more. Oh, there is more. Yeah, that's right.
League statistics.
Oh my lord. Yes, there's more. It is a casting run for me coming to the end of the week, so I'm a bit tired. I'm a bit all over the place. I've done 2 casts in the last 2 days. There we go. Your overall standings for the series. It's what we wanted to look at. Somehow he's only increased 0.01 point between the 2 maps overall, but I mean 1.58. That is, you'd
unreal.
Be hard pressed to find many other players at this level that would be achieving something like that.
I mean, the score lines entirely for every single statistic. There's not a single statistic I see coming out from Mystic's side that is just underwhelming, I suppose. The only thing could be the lack of entry kills on Fellwinter and Xeno, but that is severely nitpicking. That's not their job. But it just looks so good for them all throughout. And Nemesis, their statistics aren't the worst in the world, but it definitely could improve, especially looking at numbers like 16% compared to 66 or 55% isn't really the best comparison. But hopefully we can see Nemesis step it up a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Mystic, everyone on the team is above a 60% cost. So they are getting in, they're getting heavily involved, and they are doing... Zeno is 100% on headshots, by the way. If despite the rating, 100% headshots, the man just does nothing but click heads. Look, there's a lot to take away from that. Zeno plays that support flex role. He does his job, even if he isn't one of the big fraggers of the team. He is a contributing factor into any success that they do find. So, I mean, I know a lot of players will come in, he's only got a 0.75 rating. He's only got 3 kills in the game. Who cares? The guy is doing his job.
He sets them up so everyone else can knock them down.
That's it. Without him, you wouldn't be seeing them breaching into bomb sites. They wouldn't be having those flank cams up in position. So, look, never discount the support player. They are often the hardest workers on the team, even if they're not the ones finding frags. It's their job to provide those entries with the information, with the avenues to find those kills. So, look, Mystic, they are a team to watch in the coming years and months. Even if they don't stick together, the individual players themselves have proved themselves incredibly cool. Now, though, Keg, now that we've gone through the series stats, I do believe we're done.
Yeah, it's time to put on our nightcaps and say goodnight. It looks like we don't have any other games tonight. This was the only series that we had, but I think it was a decent one to watch. I think it was cool to see the topmost team and the bottommost team kind of duke it out and see where everyone else almost has like a margin falls in between the two. It's like a giant spectrum. You kind of fall somewhere between Mystic or Nemesis, and we'll have to wait and see how that spectrum plays out going into the playoffs in a few weeks. But Panda, it has been a fantastic time casting with you tonight. It was so fun watching everybody play, and it's so great to be part of this production as well.
Yeah, no, actually, before we do head off, I do have a competitive ruling. Are we taking 5 points off Mystic for trash talking Gridlock? That's not okay. No, but otherwise, yes, thank you for joining us. I always love casting with you, Keg. First Chalet cast under the belt as well.
That's right.
It's like pancakes. The first one's always the worst. It's just right. But no, congratulations to both teams on their match tonight. We'll see you guys next time.
Trying to walk on through. The M762 is going to find 3 kills, pistol in hand. It's going to be a quad in the round for Emergent.
Peeking into him. He'll take down Twist. He'll take down Defiance as well. He's going for a third and he'll get it.
Triple kill to answer, and then Limbo and John will pick up some kills, but Braxton with the 4K, he's on for the
Heal on Iski. What a flick, but he gets tired. And the Jaeger looks the wrong way.